The Mote rework has been delayed, and it's probably not even a Mote rework anymore. A new combat mechanic is still coming to Soulframe, but it sounds like we'll have our current Mote system for a while yet. So let's take a fresh look at what Motes are, how to claim them, and which ones you should choose. Just a quick note before we get started. This video, like every other I create, has a pretty high chance of becoming obsolete in the future, and that's okay. I love making Soulframe videos and enjoy putting time and effort into creating quality content. I'm happy to update my guides and tutorials. I think it's really exciting to follow the game through patches and updates and to see what DE has in store for us in every new prelude. Just keep in mind which version of Preludes you're playing and take note of which prelude each video was made in. This video is recorded in Preludes 10. Make sure to check the description and the pinned comment for updated info, as well as links to updated videos. So, with that out of the way, let's talk about motes. Motes start out as small golden lights you find hovering around points of interest. Retrieving motes will translate the name of the area, as well as some lore in your codex. The diamonds you see over an area's name when you enter show you how many motes must be found to complete the translation. Empty diamonds represent motes you haven't discovered yet, full ones represent motes you already have, and the little dancing coal sprites indicate a mote currently spawned and ready for you to retrieve. If you've recovered all the motes for a point of interest but your codex entry only has question marks in it, that means the lore for that area hasn't been added to the game yet. In Preludes 10, there are 8 points of interest that will allow you to claim motes from your codex once you've completed their translations. These locations are the College of Pensives, Garen Shrine, Hilly Den, Soulframe, the Mines of Boro, Curlail, Fort Curlail, and Oro's Well. To claim your mote, go to the location's entry in your codex and click Claim Mote. This will show you 2 motes to choose from, and your choice is permanent. Hopefully this changes in the future or we get some other way to access the motes we didn't choose, but for now it's not possible to have all the motes in the game. To use your motes, right-click any weapon to bring up this mote interface. These tabs on the left of your screen will show you weapon motes, pact motes, and all the motes you've collected. You equip motes by selecting the weapon or pact you want to attach motes to, clicking on a mote slot, and then choosing the mote you want to add. Motes can be swapped around freely, stay attached to the weapon or pact you equip them on, and you can equip them on more than one pact or weapon at a time, kind of like mods in Warframe. All packs can be equipped with 3 motes, but the number of motes you can put in a weapon depends on that weapon's rarity. Mote slots will unlock as you level up. There are 3 different types of motes you can get in Preludes 10. The first type are pact motes that give you a flat bonus to 1 or more of your virtues. This is pretty straightforward and actually works exactly as described. The second type are weapon motes that give you combat bonuses, and they mostly work as described. The third type are flow motes. These are also pact motes, and in theory they grant a 10% chance for kills to give you a cooldown reduction for their corresponding pact ability. How this actually works is somewhat unclear to me. The cooldown reduction does work and is a fixed amount, but the chance of getting it is definitely not always 10%. Unsula gives a 100% chance of flow. I would love to see what the actual numbers are here, but for now what we have to remember is that flow motes give ability cooldown reduction on kills with an activation chance that varies between weapons. With all that covered, let's look at each of our mote choices. From the College of Pensives, you can choose either Cray, which gives you +2 Spirit, or Wardwater, which gives you Spirit flows on felled enemies. A 2-point Spirit boost isn't huge, but it can help you get to attunement cap on a build where you need points in more than one virtue. Spirit flows can be very helpful for Astrosphere uptime on Ode Tempest, but how often you get those flows will depend on which weapon you use. Personally, I like Cray here, but that's just because I prefer its consistency. Wardwater is not a bad choice if you'd rather go for flow. From Garen Shrine, you can choose either Biscaker, which gives you +2 Grace, or Barine, which gives you Grace flows on felled enemies. This is pretty much the same situation as our last choice. I like the consistency of Biscaker, especially since fully charged bow shots can scale past a weapon's attunement cap, so those 2 points in Grace can give me more damage. This is also true for fully charged heavy attacks on magic weapons and thrown attacks on melee weapons, so that might be another reason to go with the static virtue bonuses over the flow motes. From Hilly Den, you can choose either Elendil, which gives +10 dodge counter damage, or Palaminian, which gives you +1 courage and +1 spirit. Palaminian is definitely the better choice here. Dodge counter damage refers to the damage you do with Spectre Strikes. Spectre Strikes are fun, but they're not something I use for consistent DPS. I do often use Spectre Strikes as a way to get more smite through the misdirection combat art, and in those situations I actually don't want the enemy to die from the Spectre Strike because I want the soul instead. So get Palaminian here and boost your virtues. From Soulframe you can choose either Lily, which gives plus 20 perfect throw damage, or Oronic, which gives plus 1 spirit and plus 1 grace. This is entirely up to personal preference. If you like throwing your melee weapons, Lily gives a very nice damage boost. If you only rarely throw your melee weapons, then the virtue bonuses from Oronic are going to help you out more. From the Mines of Boro, you can choose either Dundress, which gives plus 15 fully charged heavy damage, or Lowry Hook, which gives courage flows on felled enemies. If you like using heavy attacks on melee weapons, then Dundress is a good choice here. Otherwise, go for Lowry Hook, because Dundress does not work on bows, magic weapons, or flyblades. From Carlisle, you can choose either Corncrossed, which gives you plus 15 counter damage, or Yerful, which gives you plus 2 courage. Counter damage refers to the damage you do when you riposte, and for all that I do enjoy parries and ripostes, I often use them to proc smite, just like Spectre Strikes, so I actually don't want the enemy to die from the counterattack damage. I'd go with Yerful here, especially since there are many packed abilities that scale very strongly with courage, so those 2 extra points can actually make a noticeable difference. From Fort Carlisle, you can choose either Shirenorn, which gives you plus 10 ground damage, or Varos, which gives you plus 1 courage and plus 1 grace. Knocking enemies prone is pretty niche in Soulframe, and when enemies are prone, you can do ground finishers, which already do a ton of damage. I guess more is still more, so if you do knock enemies prone a lot, Shirenorn might be good for you, but I'd go for the virtue boost from Varos instead. From Oro's Well, you can choose either Spade Abreast, which gives you plus 5 smite chance, or Triune, which gives you no one cares. Pick Spade Abreast. I did not understand what smite was or how it worked when I chose this mote, and I desperately wish I could change my choice. An additive 5% smite chance is insanely strong. This is by far the best mote in the game, and I am at a huge disadvantage for not having picked it. Don't make the same mistake I did. Pick Spade Abreast. Finally, I just want to note that there are 2 other motes you can't get anymore. Crapad, which gives you plus 1 courage, and Fletchen, which gives you plus 3 attack damage. Before factions were added to Soulframe, Fenn used to hang out in our Nightfold on this stool. He gave new envoys those 2 motes, and talking to him would open your mote interface. I hope DE brings back something similar to this, because the game definitely needs some kind of introduction to the mote system, but I won't be surprised if we don't get it until they finish whatever rework they have planned for our motes. In the meanwhile, I hope they at least let us change our mote choices or give us some other way to access the motes we didn't choose, maybe as rewards from the points of interest that don't have motes to claim yet. It would be so much more fun to have more choices for every build. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribe if you want to see more Soulframe content. Did you pick Spade Abreast? What do you think of the permanent mote choices? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, happy hunting!